Hello everyone, I'm Natalia Bilbao, and here's what's happening in LA this week. The Super Bowl will soon attract large crowds of excited football fans to Los Angeles. But it also comes with predators who target the most vulnerable. It's a penalty. An anti-human trafficking campaign hopes to bring awareness to this pressing issue.
Millions of people are trafficked and exploited around the world.
It is happening in the places you call home, the cities you visit, and the events you attend.
We stand with It's a Penalty against the exploitation and trafficking of vulnerable people.
Today we're launching the It's a Penalty campaign because we're about 3 weeks away from the Super Bowl, and unfortunately, part of what comes with being a tourist destination also comes with issues like human trafficking. We know that these types of events attract individuals who are predators.
So human trafficking is the fastest growing illegal business in the world.
She was sold for sex starting at 11 years of age up to 15, right here in LA, on the streets of LA and in the hotels of Los Angeles.
And so what we do is we harness the power of sport to raise awareness and to educate about human trafficking in order to prevent it.
Today we're coming together to harness the power of the eyes and ears of the public and inviting other folks to participate in looking out for and identifying the potential for human trafficking and reporting it to law enforcement.
We all have to band together and end human trafficking once and for all.
As an international airline that transports thousands of passengers a day, we know we have a role to play and an example to set when it comes to fighting trafficking. Please continue to count on American Airlines as your partner.
So what's really important about the It's a Penalty campaign is it provides a platform for local government, travel and tourism, for the sports industry to all come together in the host city to raise awareness about human trafficking. If you suspect anything, call the national hotline.
These crimes will not be tolerated. It's a penalty.
After over a decade of fighting to end oil and gas drilling in Los Angeles, elected officials and Stand LA celebrated the new regulations that the City Council has approved. Angelenos are expected to benefit from a healthier environment. In the words of Council President Nuri Martinez, no one will be left out. Take a look.
Today is a testament that our voice and our lived-in experience matters. That no matter who we are and where we come from in the city of LA, we can set a tone for a future that is healthier, not just for some of us, but for all of us.
Today, what the council is doing after over a century is saying enough. We are going to bring to a close the era of oil and gas production in the city of Los Angeles. And I think people in neighborhoods that are right now beset by drilling see that there is an end to that. There will be no new oil and gas drilling. We begin the process of phasing out the existing wells that are still there. And that gives people hope.
Let today be a reminder that the City Council prioritizes the health and well-being of every Angeleno, and that working together we will create a Los Angeles that will help stabilize, and we will work tirelessly to ensure that no one is left out.
I'm feeling so hopeful for my neighborhood and for our city, for the future of Los Angeles. You know, over 130 years of oil codes that have been protecting oil operators, and today is hopefully an opportunity to set a different course. Today is an opportunity for our communities to have a little bit more hope for our future, that we are not going to be reduced to symptoms or hospital visits, and that we have a real fighting chance to make sure Black and brown youth are healthy in our community. You know, this took many years. This particular process to get us to City Council vote took over a decade. This is definitely a labor of love, a major legacy of work for many organizers in the front lines of oil drilling. And so today is for really everyone that's been a part of this work and has been resisting the fossil fuel industry in our neighborhoods.
Today is the day that we end oil and gas drilling in the city of Los Angeles. Today is the day when we begin to take back land throughout the city that can be used for productive, positive community uses. Today is the day that we stand up for families and stand up against the oil and gas industry and its profit motivation. Today is the day that we begin to change the way we see energy and the way we see neighborhoods throughout Los Angeles.
The pandemic has severely impacted the learning process of many young Angelenos over the last 2 years. The city is constantly looking at ways to address the disruption, including the creation of the new Student-to-Student Success program. Mayor Eric Garcetti was at the Diego Rivera Learning Complex to announce the launch of this paid tutor program. Check it out.
Today we're having the mayor visit us and meet our students who are taking part of the Student-to-Student Tutor Employment program. Our school was able to recruit 35 students to be trained as tutors, and they are being paid not only for their training, but also for their tutoring work.
They get the extra tutorial help that, in other neighborhoods, quite frankly, people can afford to pay for. Here, it's on us, and we're going to pay your children to do it. This is the future workforce. When older siblings can tutor their young siblings, they might be a teacher or a childcare worker in the future. So they graduate as ready for jobs, ready for college as any students anywhere.
It teaches our kids kind of life skills. It teaches them how to build a resume, how to write cover letters, how to do timesheets and properly report their own time for work. And then also gives them an opportunity to make money and to help their younger brothers and sisters in struggling classes.
The whole idea was that we knew that the learning losses that were happening from the shutdown with all the kids at home was really impacting students. I also have a teenage son who attends LAUSD school, so I saw firsthand how utterly disconnected he was from the learning last year. It was devastating to see, and so to know that we have a program like this out there, it's really wonderful to see.
It actually makes me feel really good because there's a great opportunity to reinforce what I know. If they have this opportunity, they should take it. Because it's a really good opportunity to do a resume, a cover letter, and make you gain experience for a future job.
I wish this can be applied everywhere. It's been a great experience, eye-opening, not only for the students, but for myself as well. And hopefully we can show that this is a successful and sustainable program and apply it everywhere throughout the district.
For this entire neighborhood and 25 schools across Los Angeles, which I hope will grow even more, what you have is 1,000 future workers, but you also have more stability in the neighborhood. You've got families that aren't falling behind but are catching up, and you've got money to be able to spend locally.
Our students, for the first time, were saying, Dr. Richard, I bought my mom a Christmas present for the first time with my own money. So to me, that was important, that our kids feel empowered to be able to help their families during this terrible time.
I'm so psyched about this program. It brings together so many things I care about: attacking poverty, providing opportunities to our young people, and also connecting the brilliance of LA with the brilliance of LA. What I mean is that we have all these incredible opportunities living here, but too many people are locked out from them. This connects the pieces, so the kid, regardless of her zip code, knows my dreams are as important and as possible as anybody else.
Team Cedillo recently partnered with the Catalina Walton Neighborhood Association for their monthly community cleanup. This time, they were targeting certain hotspots in the Pico Union area. Check out this great way to keep communities clean, beautiful, and united.
We have a big community cleanup with our partners at the Catalina Walton Neighborhood Association. This is a cleanup that prior to the pandemic would occur monthly on Saturdays. The community takes a lot of pride into their well-being, and we're very fortunate to have a partnership with them and help them maintain that pride by helping them clean, host meetings, and have other resources brought into the community.
Haciendo limpieza a las calles por parte de la comunidad. Hacemos la limpieza cada 15 días o regularmente cada 20 días. Tratamos de hacerlo seguido porque queremos ver nuestras calles limpias. Que mantengan limpias sus calles lo mejor posible para que sea mejor su comunidad.
We have strike teams that target hotspots where we constantly have bulky items. This corner right behind me and other areas in the district. If any community member goes ahead and reports any bulky items to their field deputy, to our office, we go ahead and target the area.
So our office is very fortunate to have active community members, and we take pride in that. We love working with them. We have community cleanups during the week, and we have multiple during the weekends. Our truck gets full, and then they go ahead and go dump and then come back for a second load. It's nice to see the truck get full because you can see the work is being done and that the community is being cleaned. If any of our constituents are interested in any community cleanups, we welcome them. We're very happy to help empower yourself and your community. Any neighbors that are interested in hosting a community cleanup, please feel free to contact our office and we'll schedule a cleanup.
The Olivia E. Mitchell Los Angeles City Youth Council is accepting applications for its inaugural citywide cohort. The council will see 30 empowered youth ages 16 to 25 from across the city who serve a one-year term. Youth council members learn about the inner working of local government and make policy and budget recommendations to elected and civic leaders. The LA City Youth Council application is open through February 28th. For more info, visit youthcouncil.lacity.org. Los Angeles City Council President pro tempore Mitch O'Farrell has just launched an electronic newsletter series called Greener LA Updates. The newsletter is designed to better inform LA residents of critical work being done by the city to protect the environment. Publication of the newsletter will follow meetings of the Energy, Climate Change, Environmental Justice, and LA River Committee, which is chaired by Councilmember O'Farrell. The committee includes work on LA 100, the city's efforts to achieve 100% carbon-free energy in Los Angeles by 2035. To subscribe to Greener LA Updates, visit cd13.lacity.org. LAPD's Olympic Station held a barbecue fundraiser for the family of slain officer Fernando Arroyos.
Fernando was murdered off duty, and whenever an employee is murdered or killed or dies off duty, the family has to pay for incur all the costs associated with funerals and anything related to that death.
While house shopping in South LA with his girlfriend, Arroyos was shot and killed during an apparent attempted robbery.
And so the police officers here at Olympic Division got together and coordinated a fundraising barbecue with the community and for the whole department.
Donations in honor of Officer Arroyos can be made to the Blue Ribbon Trust account at lapfcu.org or at badgeofheart.org.
Councilmember Bob Blumenfield recently gave Channel 35 a preview of what his constituents can look forward to in 2022. Projects range from continuing to develop housing options to increasing the efforts to provide services that help his community shine. The seeds that have been planted are now starting to blossom.
This last year, we've had an unprecedented amount of transitional housing in the West Valley, in my district, when we're talking, we've been able to build from scratch bridge homes, cabin communities, hotel conversions, a number of other things. But this coming year, we're going to build on that, as well as this is the year a lot of that Triple H money is going to come to fruition, and we're going to see a lot more of the permanent housing that we've already seen some, but come into place. We've got Palm Vista Apartments, which is about 90 units. We've got the Winnetka Apartments. They're all coming together. So we're going to see a lot there, as well as some of the hotel conversions going from Project Room Key to Project Home Key. So we're getting more actual housing this coming year, but we're also focused on increasing the services. Despite the pandemic, the commitment I've had to investing in the district has not gone away. We've actually doubled down. And some of my big initiatives that I have been working on for years are really, we've been planting seeds, and they're now starting to blossom. The Reseda Rising initiative that we put together using CRA funds and other funds and basically tape and baling wire, that's over $100 million worth of investment in Reseda to really be a shot in the arm for investment. It involves the redoing of the Reseda Theater, saving the marquee and creating an entertainment complex there. The Madrid Theater is getting a more than $10 million facelift and will be an incredible gem. It has been, but it'll be even better this upcoming year. It's all part of a vision to create a Canoga Park Arts District and to really make the area shine. We need to take what we've learned through this crisis and build on that, take the good programs that we have, but we also need to be nimble, because just as this virus evolves, we need to be able to evolve and serve our constituents the best way that we possibly can.
Football isn't the only thing happening during the Super Bowl. The Cabrillo Marine Foundation, NFL Green, and the Los Angeles Super Bowl host committee are working hard to reforest kelp in the ocean off our coast. Keeping with the theme, they are working on a section roughly the size of a football field. Our team was there to learn about the importance of preserving this Los Angeles natural treasure. Take a look.
Our organization, which is a nonprofit that retrains and redeploys special operations veterans from all branches of the military to work with scientists, is out here in Los Angeles today working on a kelp restoration project. The name of the project is Kelp is on the Way. We're working with the Bay Foundation under the guidance of the NFL and with Pepsi Stronger Together as a sponsor to seed the ground for a kelp reforestation about the size of a football field.
Kelp is what we call foundation species. So it makes up, it's kind of like the rainforest in the sense that trees make up the rainforest. Kelp makes up an entire kelp forest, an underwater rainforest, if you will, off of the coast of Palos Verdes, amongst other places in California. The major thing that kelp does is provide this wonderful, diverse habitat for all of these organisms to live in. But when it comes to humans, kelp is extremely good at capturing carbon from the atmosphere. It can grow up to 2 feet per day, making it one of the fastest growing organisms on the planet. So that growing capability gives it the opportunity to suck carbon in and lock it in a more sustainable form. 80% of the kelp forests have declined in this area, but with these restoration efforts, because of its fast growth, probably by the end of this year we will see this beautiful growing kelp forest, or at least a really good part of it, begin to establish itself in this area. So it's a super exciting project. We're very excited to be here, especially because kelp is such an important species to the local area, not only to the animals that live there, but to the people as well.
Simultaneous to our kelp restoration efforts out on the water, where we have a team of about 10 divers working on the bottom of the ocean. We've got a big beach cleanup going on here at Cabrillo Point. We've got charter middle school students, volunteers from Pepsi. It's just really heartwarming to see this community coming together to do some good for what is an amazing resource here in Southern California.
Can't you tell that Los Angeles is excited about the Super Bowl this year? The LA Convention Center is proudly hosting the Super Bowl Experience, NFL's interactive football theme park. We got a sneak peek of the event as it starts preparations in downtown LA.
Los Angeles, January 15th, 1967. Over half a century ago. Super Bowl I. Now here we stand.
So I want to welcome everybody to the LA Convention Center. We're here in the South Hall, which is going to be home to the Super Bowl Experience presented by Lowe's. We open this Saturday. It is a football fan fest, something for everybody down here at the Convention Center. We celebrate all 32 teams of the National Football League, so whatever team that you love, they will be here. We have a locker room exhibit. We have a rings exhibit with 55 Super Bowl rings. We, of course, will have the Vince Lombardi trophy. The turf behind me that's being laid, that's going to have all the interactive games that are going to be on top of it. And we also have our NFL shop. If you take Metro, half off if you show your tap card. Fans who are 2 and above have to show proof of negative test or vaccine to enter. To all the Angelinos that we know are listening, we want to make sure that you guys know we open this Saturday. Kids 12 and under are free. It is a football fan fest.
Councilmember Kern Price was an early and strong advocate for the city's guaranteed basic income program, Big Leap. As the pilot program starts to roll out, we check in with the council member and one of his constituents that will receive $1,000 a month for a year. Price hopes the program will empower those in his community that have been disproportionately affected by COVID. Here's that story.
I'm proud to host this monumental announcement today. as we embark upon the nation's largest guaranteed income pilot.
Well, the LEAP program is a program of empowerment. We're providing 3,000 of our poorest residents with $1,000 a month for a year, no strings attached.
You know, that's why it was like that. Your teacher's back on? No? No. Okay.
The first 2,000 participants received $1,000. That's $2 million going out to our community, being spent on housing, on education, on food, shelter, a variety of issues that can make a difference in one's life.
Sadly, this pandemic has only exacerbated the racial wealth gap, and it's laid bare a mountain of inequities that impact us all.
The pandemic has made everything difficult. The grocery store, all the food is just expensive. At least I know now that I can make sure I have enough food this month. And even if I run out, I always know that, oh, I have the card to go back to get whatever I need.
7, 8, 9.
What's the answer?
1.
Great. She has a whole lot of wishes and demands, but I want to make sure that she's comfortable. And when the pandemic hit, I was left telling her, no, you can't have this, no, you can't have that. And she was like, what do you mean, no? So I just want to make sure that we're able to be at comfort, knowing that 1, we have food on the table, 2, we have clothes on our backs, 3, we can start saving a little bit again, and 4, you can have some fun, you know? I still plan on looking for employment, you know, something that I can do from home, because I'm here with my daughter 24/7 for homeschool.
So we're excited about the number of individuals that are going to be participating. It's going to be certainly a blessing for them individually, but it's also going to provide the city with some information and resources, hopefully, that we can utilize in a way to more effectively provide resources to assist those in need.
Now we can actually sit down and plan things out rather than pay the gas or pay the light. We can take care of both. This is like a blessing to not just me, I know a lot of other participants that was selected. It's just such a blessing to know that there's something that's going to be here every single month. And I'm blessed, and I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to participate in this program. I don't have childcare. My daughter, she's used to me working 2 jobs, trying to make ends meet here and there seasonal. And since the pandemic, she sees me like at home a whole lot more. Sometimes I'm emotional, sometimes I'm not. It's just been a lot. We're going to do ingenuity right now.
We're hopeful that there will be a second round of this, and so we're just encouraging folks to stay tuned. We all are going to be looking for the results, and we want to make sure that everyone is aware of it and that we can continue it.
In our feature story this week, Maria Hallbrown sits down with the President Pro Tem of the Board of Public Works, Mike Davis. The commissioner is known for his continued advocacy for diversity and the passion he feels for serving the community. Let's get to know Mike Davis.
From construction to renovation, from bridges to trees and everything in between. The Department of Public Works is responsible here in Los Angeles, and they are overseen by 5 wonderful commissioners. I'm delighted to be joined today by the President Pro Tem, Commissioner Mike Davis.
Thank you so much for having me.
How does the Commission work with the Department of Public Works?
The Board of Public Works is very unique in the sense that it has both administrative authority as well as public policy authority. So we have some oversight over the administrative units. There are 5 within our department, and in those meetings we help to establish policy. We are responsible for helping to deliver the infrastructure services for the city of Los Angeles, and that means contract administration, it means sanitation, it means street lighting, it means street services, and finally it means engineering.
Commission is actually appointed.
Yes.
Okay, so you all come from a vast array of different
backgrounds
absolutely.
And experiences.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We each bring something unique to the table, and when we look at the services that are provided by the units that we oversee, you see a multiple choice of various talents and skills that each of those departments help to deliver services for the citizens of Los Angeles.
what are the things that you look out over?
I am the liaison for contract administration. Contract administration is responsible for overseeing the construction work and permits for those who want to do construction in the city of Los Angeles. We are the inspection agency that goes out to the sites to make sure that contractors have done what their contracts said that they would do.
That whole issue of diversity, equity, and inclusion has sort of become sort of a buzz phrase over the last year.
It's a national phenomenon.
It is indeed, but it's been a passion of yours since the very beginning of your public life. I mean,
that is true.
No, it has. I mean, I know that you even worked really hard for the original fight of having our heroes be celebrated, i.e. Martin Luther King.
Yes.
I mean, back in the 70s. So
that's right.
How are you feeling personally? Because this is something that you've been working on for a long time, and now...
Sure. Well, I love this work. I always find in my work something that I love about it, and what I love about being in public works is working in contract administration, is working with our prime contractors, because they are the ones that create the work environment. They are the ones that will make decisions that can help to increase diversity.
All right, so this is, an impossible question to ask, but I will. If you could create, a wonderful opportunity or a perfect vision of how you see things in the next 5 years, what would you hope for Los Angeles?
I would hope that we continue. I look at not only our challenges, our weaknesses, I look at our strengths. And we have many strengths. Our strength is our people, who are our resources. Our challenge is to include those people.
Are you ready to get out and explore LA's vast history? If so, Fort LA has teamed up with the Department of Cultural Affairs for African American Heritage Month. The radical practice of James Homer Garrett, civil rights activist and modernist architect, is a curated trail map that will help you find some of the outstanding treasures from the LA-based artist. The radical practice of James Homer Garrett self-guided trail map will be available on February 9th. To view this map, as well as the many other resources of Friends of Residential Treasures Los Angeles, visit fortla.org. The team at the Los Angeles Public Library is celebrating African American heritage all month long. This week, why not check out their LA-made series for History of Black Dance in America, Part 2. Join dancer, choreographer, and dance historian Ron Parker as he continues with a new tradition of dance biography. This second part focuses on dances that were created or became popular in the latter half of the 20th century. The history of black dance is, quite simply, the history of American popular dance. LA Made's History of Black Dance in America, Part 2, streams Thursday, February 10th at 4 p.m. For more info, visit lapl.org/events. The LA City Department of Cultural Affairs continues their partnership with Interact Theater Company for a staged reading of Eugene O'Neill's masterpiece, Long Day's Journey into Night. The performance will be both in person at North Hollywood Amelia Earhart Regional Library and online via BroadwayOnDemand.com on Saturday, February 12th at 1:30 p.m. To reserve your spot, email rsvp@interactla.org. For more information on upcoming stage readings of the Tony Award Winners series, visit interactla.org. And that's a look at some things to do.
And that's it for this edition. I'm Natalia Bilbao, and from all of us here at LA This Week, thank you so much for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more LA This Week.